Here's my countdown. Wait.
It feels so good. It feels so big.
Oh,
The fact that like people come in and that is their happy place, that is their safe place. We've created that for them. I've helped. I've done that. Like, it feels absolutely amazing.
And that's my intro to Anna Floyd.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That was when I first met Joel.
That was what?
That was when I first met Joel. Like, hi, my name's Anna, and then I just started crying.
He did that to a lot of people that weekend.
Oh. Yeah.
Are you crying now? Did it make you cry just watching that?
A little.
So that was awesome. But yeah, Anna Floyd. So we met, and it was wild because I was just talking to Megan this morning, and she asked me, like, what are you guys talking about on the podcast today? I said, well, Jack can't make it, so I have a guest. And she goes, oh, I said, Anna. I said, Anna from, Cross Upper Keys. And I think she was, like, we were on that call the other day, and she heard, and she said something like, oh, she's the one that, she said, there was something you said that day, and it was like you had, like, meditated and got a massage or something like, I don't remember what it was, something. I was like, yeah, that was Anna. And she goes, I knew it. She goes, I knew an Anna Floyd. I was like, oh yeah, that's her. Like, it's
that's the same one.
The same one that you knew.
That is so funny. I visited my best friend in Massachusetts a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, told her the whole story. I was like, Eric's married to another Megan, and she goes, Megan Lutz. I was like, yeah.
Wow. Who's that? Who's that person?
Amy, her name was Corson then. She was my best friend. She was homeschooled. So we like brought her to like events and things, but she never like went to Southern.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I completely forgot about that until she brought it up. And I was like, oh yeah. Did you grow up in Shady Side, or were you in
like next to it, West River? Yeah. Like you live in my hometown.
Yeah. Like here, like in case you missed it, there it is. There's Shady Side.
Shady Side.
It's still swampy.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a different swamp now. So like swamp with ocean.
Yes, true. We get swamp with bay.
Yeah, which I miss the bay, but don't know why.
I don't know. How long has it been since you've? I don't know. I feel like the jellyfish are way more prevalent now in the summer than they have been in the past. I think due to pollution in the bay, or due to jellyfish overload. I don't know. There's way too many jellyfish now. Oh, Anna. Hold on, you're breaking up on me. It's probably because I moved my computer. Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna kick you out. Pop you back in. And I don't know. It's kind of choppy. I don't know if that's me. Oh man. It's also very possible that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's just choppy. It's also very possible that Axel just unplugged the router, and I'm about to lose you altogether. We'll see.
We'll see.
We will see. So yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it's doing this, because nothing's changed. Hold on. Here, watch this. There's one thing I love about this. Watch this. No, not that. Yeah, there's that. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm going to kick Anna out. All right. I think that's better. I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
So good. See, yeah, I like this. I can put on my little banner page. All right, I think we're good. But now I have it plugged in, ready to go. So yeah, so yeah, small world. So you grew up Shady Side, and then where'd you go to? You went to Texas school?
Yep, Texas A&M Galveston. I got a marine biology degree there, and then went to the Florida Keys, where I'm at now. I was a dive instructor for 2 years, and then I worked for the state of Florida as a fish biologist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. In that time, I coached, so that's how I got into CrossFit. They opened the CrossFit gym down here.
So what do you do as a fish biologist?
So I went to different marinas, boat ramps, and like bridges where people can fish from. And I asked if I could weigh and measure and essentially remove the ear bone from the fish, because we can see how old they are and a lot about their like life history and what they've went through.
The ear bone?
Yep, the ear bone. It's called an otolith.
Say that again. Otolith.
Otolith. Super fun word.
Sounds like you have a lisp.
Otolith.
The otolith. We checked the fish. We looked at the fifth of the otolith.
Yeah, the otolith. It was a lot of fun, and it gave me time to like study CrossFit, get other certifications, like read audiobooks and like do that kind of stuff. So when I like was coaching, I could pull from, stuff I learned. And then ultimately when I bought the gym, I had some like skills already, which was good.
Yeah. Then, there was a previous owner and you bought it from them. You didn't open it from scratch. How long ago was that?
April of 2022. So it's been almost like a little over a year and a half.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so, super fun.
You say super fun, like it's awesome, but also like
hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
So has it always been CrossFit Upper Keys, or is that what you changed it to? Also, CrossFit Upper Kets.
I saw that Kets. I was like, oh, good. I can't spell it. Was CruiseFit, so 2 O's, 1 S. So at least I fixed that part. So it's always been known as CrossFit Upper Keys. They used to put an I am in front of it. So it was like, I am CrossFit Upper Keys. When I bought it, I dropped that.
I saw that on the website. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I went CrossFit Upper Keys and it took me right to I am CrossFit Upper Keys. But
yeah.
But why'd you change that?
So I am was like kind of a franchise. So there was like 3 of the different gyms. So they used the same programming. This was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I think there's still one, but they like separated from each other a bunch of years ago. So they just never changed the branding. It went through a bunch of, so I'm probably the 5th owner, I think, of this gym. The original owners opened it, built it, did really good, and then they started having babies and left.
Yes.
And the 2nd, 3rd, I guess 4th owners, they all kind of like loved the gym, wanted to keep it open, and had like money to do it. So they threw money at it for a while. And then a 71-year-old guy bought it right before COVID. He used to fly F-16 pilots, or F-16 airplanes, like a cool dude and the fittest 70-year-old man you'll ever see. But he was coaching all the classes after he reopened from COVID and was like, I have no help. I have no coaches. And I was like, I have my level 2. Let me help you. Like I didn't think I was going to coach again after COVID. And so finding them was like, let me help you. And I did. And then he's like, I want you to buy it. And I was like,
was he just done? Like, was he just, or he was done. He's like, but you seem like you could do this.
Yeah. So like when
will anybody please take this?
Probably a little bit of both. So he's been looking for like the right person to like buy it. So whether that's drop-ins or his friends in different states, like was like throwing it out there, but he was waiting for the right person. Like he's very like loves the gym, wants it to go to good hands, doesn't want to see it close.
Yeah.
So he was like looking for the right person. So when I came in, I used to be a general manager at my other gym. So I was like, oh hey, we could do these few things. And like we raised like $3,000 for a new rig. Like we did a few things on my suggestion. And then like 6 months later, so yeah, it was like I started beginning of November, so about this time 2 years ago is when I walked into the gym, and then April he's like, we want you to buy it.
Nice. That's awesome. So did you was that ever in your mind, like when you started going to CrossFit, like one day I think I want to own an affiliate?
Never. If you would have asked me, I would have said no. I don't want to deal with it. It's hard. There's drama. I don't want that part. I love to coach. Like I will coach the shit out of any class. Like I love to coach. But I was like, I never want to own a gym. I never want to deal with it ever. Yeah. And then what came to me is like in that presented with the opportunity, I was like, but what if I don't? And it could be really freaking cool.
Yeah. Now, what smells better, working with fish or a CrossFit gym on a hot Florida day?
Still CrossFit. Fish in the no. One of my coaches, he still does that job, and like, no, hot fish.
Yeah, I bet. Ugh.
I would say probably Joe after he worked all day and then did a sweaty CrossFit workout. That would be the no.
I believe that. So when you took over, did you ever think about changing the name, or did you just
no? I just knew I didn't want I am. I was like CrossFit Upper Keys.
Yeah. It's funny. I kind of did the when Jack and I opened Fairwinds together. It's funny. It was so the opposite of I was about to have my first kid, and I was working a job, and I wasn't getting paid, and, which was hard because it was my dad. I was working for my dad.
Yeah.
And I had known Jack for years, and he was running some classes out of his like garage and doing that thing. And the conversation had come about opening up an affiliate. And he had said to me years before, when I was actually used to work for Under Armour, and I was let go, and it was pretty rough because I thought Under Armour was going to be my career, and so it hit me pretty hard. And he said something to me about opening an affiliate one day, and I was like, "Bro, like, come on, not happening." And then several years later, we opened one up together. But I did the total opposite, where it's like, I'm having a kid, let's open up an affiliate. And then it just he was still a professor at the Naval Academy, so he was less than 2 years away from retirement. So it was like like, you're having a kid, we can run this business, but you can be home, with your kid when you need to be home. And it was the total opposite, where I hear people like, yeah, they had kids and things got crazy and they couldn't handle it. I was like, I went the opposite. I had a kid and opened the affiliate, and then had several more. And then when I bought him out last April, so the year before, so about the time you bought Upper Keys, was when he left. And I had 2 kids, and I told people, we had 2. We knew we wanted a third, but we're like, we're going to hold off as we get the thing. No, I guess I'm just that
fertile. Whatever.
These South County ladies, when you come from Davidsonville, South County ladies, they're like, we're going to latch on as much as we can. And
I believe it, because we don't not South County boys. No.
Yeah. Hey, they're better than Calvert County boys, right?
I dated one of them so long.
That's so funny. I was just talking to one of our coaches about how, like, to me, being from Davidsonville, South County felt so country. And then, like, I was talking to someone from down here, and they're like, you think we're country? Go down to Calvert County, right? It's like, and then Calvert County's like, you think we're country? Head down to St. Mary's, right? Right? It's so funny.
Maryland is so unique, and there's so many gyms in Affiliate University from Maryland. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah, like I don't know if I was the first. I'm curious, because it was right after Jack left, and Jack's one of my closest friends, so we met up at least once a month. We were constantly talking. We met up at least once a month, and I think it was like going to the transition where I had he had suggested me, he's like, I think you should try something like Affiliate U to kind of like figure stuff out, because what he was really great. He was really great. I mean, he's a great coach. Like let me just put out there, great coach. I learned everything I did from him and then some. But he's from the operational standpoint, like he was the man. But that was where I had room for improvement, and having someone like Affiliate U was like, okay, cool, this is gonna be you. So it was like his suggestion. He's like, you should look into Affiliate U and use that as like your assist to like get some of this stuff, straight and working for you. And
Awesome.
and so when we were at the mastermind in Colorado, I didn't realize there were so many Maryland gyms. I was like, oh, did I start this trend? And even there's a couple more that have joined since then. And one of them I know, and I was kind of like, hey man, I wish you could have like dropped my name as like a referral or something, because I wouldn't have minded that so much. But it's awesome seeing and he's someone too. He's been open for over 10 years.
See, that's awesome.
I think that's so cool. He's been open for 10 years, and that he and his wife have been doing their thing there, and they've been doing just fine. And they thought we could probably do this again, but better.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. Like nothing changed other than maybe they thought after 10 years they didn't know everything. And I thought that was really cool.
Is rare after that long. Like the other gym down the street, they're like, I don't need that. And I'm like, okay.
That's fine. Yeah. Like I'm curious. There are two gyms within like 5 miles of us. And one of them used Two Brain Business, Chris Cooper then.
Yep.
And I saw as like they were making some of the changes with theirs. And people come like, maybe some people that I knew from that gym, because that's where I had come from, or some had like left that gym and come to me, and just people I talked, and they were kind of grumbling from some of the changes she was making.
Yeah.
But I got it as like a business owner, as like, and knowing Two Brain, like I get what she's doing. Like as a business owner, I totally understand it, and they're probably not popular, but I was like, I think she's doing just fine. Like the people that were not happy about it, but Two Brain is so different from Affiliate U.
It is. And I haven't done much with them, but I feel like there's more like personal stuff with Affiliate U. And I loved that it was catered towards CrossFit only.
Right. Like I think Two Brain was, they talk about like a lot of like the boutique gym or the micro gym. And so they're like, if you run a yoga studio or like, I think they center a lot around personal training too. Like they do a lot of like build your business, do personal training, get your coaches to like do personal training, and which totally makes sense. Like you want to make money, like you want to make a lot of money, charge a lot for personal training, really stretch your time out, like make it work. Totally makes sense.
It does.
Not for me.
And, if you have it, someone else is like running that whole thing. Like I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And so when did you know, like right out of the gate, did you go Affiliate U right out of the gate? When you were, like, you knew when you were like, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to start Affiliate U.
Straight up.
You and I have been in.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
When I bought the gym, I think I booked a call with Affiliate U. Like Ackerman did my level 2. So I followed him, knew what he was doing. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to also do Affiliate University. So I remember talking to Ackerman. I lived in a trailer. I lost my voice. I was sick. And I was like, I just bought a gym. I need you guys. He's like, you need us.
Nice. Wait, trailer. So were you still living in South County then?
No, but close. Yeah. It was a trailer on the ocean. So prettier.
I think my neighbors might hear me. I don't want to take it personal. Sorry, just being a snob. That's wild.
You're from Davidsonville and you lived in Annapolis, so you're allowed.
Yes. That's so cool. So when you so you started Affiliate U around the same time I did. I think I was like March that year. So like with Affiliate, so what did it, I guess, what is, I feel like there's a better question in here. I need to like dig my like inner Joel here and be like,
weave through it.
But what did you know? So like when you got into it, like what was the thing that you knew, like this is the thing that's going to help me change this? Like you've never owned a business before, I'm going to assume.
Yeah,
right?
never.
Like, but you knew how to coach, you knew CrossFit, like you're a people person. So like, what was the thing when you came out of, like, what was the thing, like when you went in, like when it's all said and done, if I get this out of it, it's worth every dollar.
So I came in and I was like, the gym's not making money and I don't know what to do to make money. I was never going to leave my full-time job. So I wasn't even like thinking about myself, but I was like, I know that the gym needs to be profitable because we need new things and I want to help these people, but I don't know what to do to get that, to make that happen.
Yeah. And so what was the first, like, what was the first thing when it was just like, oh, like outside, like you could say like, well, I could raise prices, but like, what was the thing that you found was like okay, it's not making money because, so if I do this, then boom.
He he had no like way to like get people in the door. So there was no like fill out the form online. It was like, oh, you have a friend who said CrossFit once, try to get him in the door, but he didn't have a process for it. So right off the bat, I was like, referral program. And then we did the friend week because I was like, all of these people are trying to bring in their people, but I don't have a process for it. Yeah, so we did bring a friend week, and that probably gained about 10 members. But from those 10, their friend, spouse, mom probably brought in the rest, the 25 more of the growth from last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think so. And you said like there was nothing on the website for like people to go to. It was just I am CrossFit Upper Keys, and people were like, well, I want to be CrossFit Upper Keys, but I don't know how to be CrossFit Upper Keys. Do I just CrossFit Upper Keys? Yeah.
You could pay for a drop-in and you could deal with that. Like it was very much catered towards drop-ins. And that's what the old owner did. Like if there was a drop-in in the class, we were in a circle telling the favorite ice cream, saying each other's names. And I'm like, we haven't moved and it's 15 minutes in. Like,
yeah.
I get it, but
yeah. Actually, that reminds me, going back though, shameless plug here. Bring a Friend Week, November 6th to 11th at Fairwinds CrossFit. Scan that QR code to sign your friend up or send it to them. There you go. That's my shameless plug for today.
Your ad.
It's the third Bring a Friend Week I've run, and the first one was kind of, it's funny how many people I hear say, all of my friends are already here.
Yep.
And that's like really sweet. And I'm also like, but that's also sad. Oh, like you need more friends. You should. Yeah. But it's like, it's funny. I think I guess it almost puts, I think people almost feel like when you're like, hey, come to my gym for this thing. I don't know. It's trying to put them like, this is my own baggage. No one's ever actually said this to me, right? And I think this is like stuff we're working on with Joel, right? Like creating these stories that don't actually exist. Yes. And so like the first time I did a Bring a Friend Week, I got like 6 people, right? Like 6 people signed up for it. And like 3 of them were from me. And but I would be on these calls with affiliate union. They're like, oh, we got Bring a Friend Week in 3 weeks. Oh, I have 40 people signed up. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? You send some of them here, like, and so I don't know what it is that like, I don't know what it is that I'm doing that, and is it like, in my mind, like, yeah, people don't want to be salespeople. And so, they're trying to ask them to sell for your gym. And I kind of got over that because it's like, hey, we do this thing that's like change your life. Don't you want to, like, you've said it to me about what you're capable of. Some of the people have been here since the day we opened the doors. And even some before that, we were in a garage, and what it did for their life and why would you not want that for other people? And they just don't know. You probably talk about it and they're like, they're tired of me talking about CrossFit. Yeah, they probably talked about it more if they actually did it. And so the Bring a Friend Week has been it's hard for me, comparisons, the thief of joy and all that. So I get on these calls and I'm like, I have 40 people signed up. So my goal is I did one, it was about 6 people. The last one I did back in, I think it was like August. It was like August. It was like 14 people signed up for it. And like, all right, goal's 20 this month. Let's see what happens. So
I love it. I also think like that Bring a Friend thing helped me like reframe sales. Like at the other gym I was at when I was just a coach, I would tell you I hate sales. I'm not good at it. But then like reframed it to like, all I'm doing is telling you how awesome we are and how like good we are at what we do. That's not sales. That's just truth. So that like mindset helped a lot.
It's funny. It's hardly sales too, because it's, you know, when people walk in the door, like they've already, for the most part, they've already kind of decided this is something that they need to do.
Yep.
Um, and I said on the call with Joel the other day how I had two. We were talking about soft talk and how I was, probably a little indecisive or like soft in the words that I was using with two potential prospects.
Yep.
And when he said, it's like, that's totally what I do. Like I don't know why. Like I feel like when it comes to like sales, I feel like I've usually been kind of good at it. Like every job I've ever had, to some extent, has been sales. And so much of it is like you're not really selling anything. They're already here. They're already sold. Now it's just like you said, that being a little bit more confident and like using what do you say, using the words he uses to describe kings and queens and like the things that like be that person, and they'll follow. Like don't worry, they'll follow. And so it's so true. Like I think people when they come in, it's really intimidating. And if you're confident in what it is that you offer, they'll feel confident enough in it too. You don't have to sell anything.
Exactly.
I think it was a long way to get to that, but yeah, Bring a Friend Week was pretty cool. And it's funny. It's one of those things that's so simple. They said just to get more members in the door. Like Bring a Friend Week was so simple.
Yep.
Right. So that's cool. So that was the thing that kind of. So you said, so you got more members in. Was there other stuff on the back end that you found like?
Oh yeah.
You could be. Oh yeah, that is stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the prices were really low. Everyone was getting like a 25% discount. Like he would give it to everyone. Like, oh, you exist, you get a discount. You get a discount. So like 75% of the members were on discounts.
You only do that if you're like Bed Bath and Beyond, where it's like mark everything up and then tell people you're going to take 10% off.
Yeah, exactly.
He just.
Yeah, like the prices never changed. It was $125 for unlimited. There was no like commitment. So I cleaned like that up a little bit. And then once I did that, it was like easier. Like, hey, you get all of this with it, all of this, da 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 da. And then the other thing that's helped a lot, I feel, it's like produce like community, is like I've been doing the weekly, or not weekly, the quarterly events. I've been doing the quarterly supplement tastings, the t-shirt stuff. Like that's helped kind of like our brands out there. They see it and it's like, oh, we have this coming up this weekend, and we make a big deal about like hero wads. So like our one's Chad coming up, so we have a big turnout for that. I think I only did one class for Murph last year. There was like 75 people. I was like, this was a mistake.
That's how I do Murph. That's how I do Murph, but I run it in heats. So it's like I just set up heats. Yeah. So it's kind of one big class, but it's it's just heats, and it's
staggered.
It's an event.
Yeah.
So that's when you do it, just curious, with your quarterly events, are they all are they parties, or are they like, have you done an in-house competition, or have you done like, what do you do for events?
So we'll do like a beach and brunch. So there's like a founders park, and they have like a little beach that's close. So we'll do like a swim wad, a beach wad, and then eat brunch afterwards. I added in a ruck for next year. So like there's a really cool like trail, like a little bit farther, an hour south in the Keys. I did that. We do a sandbar party. So we all get on the boats and go out to like the family sandbar, bring the kids, all of that. The other one is our Christmas party, which is like a potluck at the gym. It's finally like cool enough. You can be in the gym.
That's awesome.
Those are the like 4 we did. I've been thinking about adding in some other ones, but I think with like 12 Days of Christmas WOD, and like, WOD for Thanksgiving, Halloween, and like Chad, and some of the like
this time of year I worry so much about doing too much, because there's people's schedules are already so busy. It's like last year we did we did a little thing on Halloween, and then I was going to do the Christmas party. There was talk of Friendsgiving. We were talking about doing a Friendsgiving. It kind of fell through, and I was like, we were going to do the Christmas party in December, and I was just like, I think I'm going to throw too much on And then I ended up moving the Christmas party to January because when I had the Christmas party, and there were some people like they had other Christmas parties they had to go to. I scheduled it. So this is like dumb on my part. It was Army Navy weekend, and like Annapolis, so like big Navy town. So like it's and there were so many people, and it was people too that the people that were telling me were the people like these are the people that like would. If it wasn't for them, I don't know if the doors would have opened to Fairwinds, right? Like it was like those people that like, they've been here long enough. They're loyal, and like I want them to be there. So we moved it to January, and it was perfect. And so we decided we're gonna do our holiday stuff after the holidays when everyone else's calendar is opened up a little bit.
That's smart.
Yeah, and that was that made sense. But yeah, I get worried about like in the fall. It's like there's so many things. Like my schedule outside of the gym is already busy this time of year. Like fall festivals and Thanksgiving and Christmas and my kids' birthdays are in the fall, and like already like there's just so much that it's really easy to get bogged down.
And I feel like I did that last year. We had like our 50-50 raffle, and we had a silent auction at the Christmas party, and and I was like I was buying this house at the time too, so I was like, why did I do this? I parsed it down this year, which will be really good. So it's just like, we'll do bring a friend week, like beginning of December, just like last one of the year. Try it. I don't know if it'll be a good time, but we're going to try it.
Yeah.
And the Christmas party, like that Saturday. And then like, we're done for the year, like done.
Yeah. Now, have you done a reinvigoration campaign? Have you done that yet?
I did. It didn't get anyone respond to that. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. That's one. I haven't done that yet. I'm doing one of those in January. And I'm curious to see how that goes. Because there are plenty of people that I think it's, there's a lot of people they leave and they'll tell you it's, schedule or time or something like that. And it's probably within the last year and a half too. And there was a lot of stuff changing. And I think a lot of people like stability and consistency. And so I'm curious to some of those people that left. Like, I feel like things are rolling in a much smoother rate now.
Yeah.
I totally want that. Like, hey, come back, check it out. Like, on the house for a little bit because there are some people. I think we talked about it one time about like trying not to take it personal when people leave the gym.
Yeah.
Because it's not personal, but it feels so personal because you put so much into it, and you put so much into it. And I was talking to one person, and they were telling me like, dude, I was like, I was a lot of stuff with their family outside of the gym, and he goes, I promise you, dude, it had nothing to do with you. He goes, this is a place I needed. Yeah. And the fact that he had to cut it out was like, he realized at the time, he goes, it was maybe something I shouldn't have cut out. And
yeah.
So,
no, that was, I got an email at 3 a.m. that I like, because I'm checking my emails when I wake up. Because that's
right. The first thing you do when you wake up at 3 a.m.
And I had like a cancellation email, but she was like messaging me yesterday, but it was like, as a new business owner, you should do this. And I was like, and like, hasn't been showing up. And like one of those, like, you came 3 times total. Thanks for your feedback. But I was just like, really?
Yeah. I think you're a lot like me too. Like you could get 100 attaboys, right? Like doing a great job. And then one person will be like, you know what you could do though, that maybe you could do better. And that looms so heavy. And it's hard. Like it's because it's like, well, I want everyone to be happy. And this one person's not happy. And it's really like clouding my judgment. And it's funny how that hits. Cause I see it with my daughter. Like she'll come home from like camp and she'll talk about, she did this and she did this and she did this. Like, oh, that sounds like so much fun. And she goes, and then she'll tell me that like Alex was like mean to her and like pushed her off the swing or something like that, right? And that ruins her day. Like not like one little moment. And they were fine afterwards, but it ruins her day. Like she hangs on it. And I was like, oh, she's just like me in that. It's like it's hard to shake. And I'm getting better at it because it's like, hey, like some people just want to find a reason to say something or have something, have some input somewhere. Yep. And at the end of the day, it's my decision how I react to it and what I do with it.
Exactly.
And, So it's which when you get to that point, it makes it so much easier, doesn't it? Like it's
Yes.
I know what I'm doing, and sometimes I think until you're in it, you don't really know it. It
Yeah.
was, and so I don't know. Anyway, so what's
As
been the
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry. As a
You-
coach, I didn't deal with cancellation, so it wasn't personal for me. But like taking over the business, I got my first cancellation, and I'm like, but why don't you love
Right?
us?
What do we do? Why did you leave us? Right? And it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's not personal. Like yeah, and if it is personal, like now I'm like, wow, if you really think I suck that bad, maybe I don't need you here. I don't need that energy.
Yeah. Or like that toxic group, like that, may or may not be at your gym, but we've all seen it at gyms. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't really need you, actually. Cool.
Yeah. And there are people whose I think their opinion and their voice carries a little bit more weight than others, just because, like I said, there's people that have been here for so long that they know me, they know us, they've been there, and so not that one person's more important than the other, but like they've seen the inner workings to an extent, and so like they'll say something, I won't take, like, it's not like I take it personal. It's like, okay, that's good. Like that's, I think they come from a more like constructive feedback sort of way, right?
Yeah.
And so like there's like, okay, cool. Like it was hard to hear that, but like I do hear it, so I appreciate it. And you can tell that that person's coming from it's like a suggestion from like I want this, like I love this place and I'm not going anywhere, and here's what I think. And so
Yeah.
I'm open to it, but it's hard to filter out sometimes the
Yeah.
good yeah.
Important and urgent and all of that, and
Yeah.
what you need to focus on.
So what's been the hardest thing since you took over? Like for you, like what's been the thing that you just feel like you've been like working it and reworking it and coming back to it, like, hitting it back to the drawing board, or you just can't find your groove?
How to manage people and like coach development. That's my
Yeah.
hardest thing. It's like, I'm a great coach. I can teach you how to be
You're
a
level
great
3, by the way. I forgot level 3, right?
level
Yeah.
3. I saw you.
Congrats.
Awesome. I loved studying for it and like so much more bought into CrossFit. I believe in it. Just even studying for that, I'm just like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's imparting like what's up here into my coaches. Like, how do I teach them a snatch progression when I've competed in Olympic weightlifting and like took a bunch of seminars to like learn how to snatch, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's also like managing their expectations and their emotions. And like, I had a lot of friends at first who wanted to help me have a successful business, but I didn't put the expectation of like, this is a business. We are getting better. We have to be professional. I know it's super fun when we come in and it's like, our friends are here. It's super great. But we also have to like put some boundaries in to be able to have a healthy home life for me and take care of myself, but also like keep the business moving forward, not give attention in certain areas and all of that. So it's managing like people, their expectations, like my coaches and their expectations, and like my expectations of them.
Yeah. How long, I forget, how long did you say you've been coaching?
10 years. Yeah. 10 years.
Would you, how long is your most tenured coach been coaching?
1 year.
1 year. So it's like, because I feel like I went through the same thing. If you went back and saw yourself as a coach in your first year, would you be like, oh my God?
100%. And my first gym owner is now one of my coaches. So she can like remind me it's real fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so Erin, I guess, but she hasn't been coaching much, but she's been coaching a little bit longer than me, but she's also a teacher, so.
Because I think with coaching development, I forget that like most of my coaches have been doing this for about a year and change, or like have been kind of off and on, but not until they started with me in the last year, like consistently. And so I guess I'm like my unsolicited like advice here was like, and I'm with you. Like the coaching development thing for me has been the hardest because it's like, I can't tell if they're bought in. I think they're bought in. Like, here's this great coaching development platform that like I can share with you. And like, why would you not want to be on it every day? But I also realize like this gym is my livelihood. It's not my coach's livelihood. It is a hobby. And that word hobby coach used to like make me cringe. And now I realize like, no, that's where I started and I loved it. I want people to want to like learn as much as like I always, if I had time to like try to learn, I did when it came to CrossFit.
Same.
And so it's trying to figure out. I think I realized maybe what I was doing was like too much. Like I love the coaching development, but like it's this week, and even the way it's layered. And then I tried to like put that, like use that same kind of model with my own coaches, but then it's like, it's too much. And so I've even kind of like thought I'm going to take the coaching development and even like spread it out even more.
Yeah.
So like this month was, hey, we're going to work on short actionable cues. And like, so everyone's getting an evaluation this month. And as you're planning your classes, have 3 cues ready to go. Like, the movements in class, have 3 cues ready to go, and be very like cognizant about like when you're cueing them, how you're cueing them. And then when I do an evaluation, like we'll come back and look at it and we'll see like, this and that. And then next month we'll layer on something else. And then over the course of 12 months, you're like, look at all this we've done. And so it was about a couple months ago that I realized, instead of trying to do everything every week, let's just do 1 month at a time. Because my coaches are more than capable of running a good, fun, safe, effective class. I don't need to fix everything in 12 weeks. Let's just take it one thing at a time. And
that's planned out the next year. I took like the coach developments and I'm like, cool, meeting 1, what makes a great class? Like we'll watch the video, we'll do that, we'll talk about it together, and that'll be all focus because it's the same. Like, safe, fun, and effective, they get every time, no problem. It's those little things. I'm like, cool. So I planned it out like 12 months of coaches meetings and like short actionable cues, like layering the next month. That's great advice, and I'm glad I'd already started that role.
Good. Yeah, I feel like we've been like this since like we even like in Colorado, we said our goodbyes at the event or whatever, and then at 3:00 in the morning happened to be at the same rental car place, headed to the same like terminal, and like so. Yeah, we've been this.
Like he lives in my hometown. Like it's he married a girl I went to high school with. Like that is small.
Yeah. And I forget, what year did you graduate? Were you a year older or a year under me?
I think I was a year older to 2007.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because I think that's when we started dating. Anyway, we won't go down that rabbit hole. I'm with you. The coaching development, you want to do so much so fast because you want to get like people where you are, and then you're like, oh wait, no, it took me a long time to get here, and that's totally okay. And in no stretch do I think any of my coaches are bad coaches. They're just like, they haven't been doing this for 10 years. Like it's the CrossFitter that's been doing it for 1 year that's compared to the person that's been doing it for 10 years. And it's just and so I feel like so we'll see. Like, I've been doing it for the last couple months, and I feel like it puts a little less pressure on when I do the evaluation at the end of the month. Like we already know the standards, like, here's what the whiteboard looks like, and stay on time, and, manage all those things. Like those will all come. Here's just the one thing that I really want. Like, obviously we're watching those other things. We're going to check those boxes, but like, here's the one thing that we're really focusing on this month. And so I feel like it's been it's been easier for everyone to digest and process and then work on it.
Yeah. And the other thing I've done is I'm onboarding a new coach right now. She takes her level 1 next weekend. Cool. And I've been going through the video, like meeting with her once a week. She's been shadowing a bunch, and like we're doing the best hour videos together, like watching them, like, making her like give me a whiteboard brief and like doing all of that before she like is in front of a class doing it. Yeah. And she's been doing really well. Like I planned for like 8 weeks, and she's like, hey, I've already read the manual. I've already done this. And I was like, okay. So that's helpful with like just having an internship process where it's not like shadow a bunch of classes and take your level 1.
Yeah. That's and I think that's kind of what I had to do first. It was like I felt like I was stretched so thin. I was like, this onboarding process is going to be like pretty quick. It's gonna be some shadowing, some practicing, and then I need people on the floor.
Same.
And so it was kind of in retrospect, it was like I think I kind of threw people to the wolves, but like
same.
It was either that or probably die from like coaching all the classes. So
and that's a whole other burden, is like we have to take care of ourselves and we suck at it really bad. I was so burned out like a year exactly into owning the business. That's when I left my full-time job and like was terrified. And I know that like I tried to do coach evaluations right when I quit my job, and I'm sure I wasn't in a place of constructive criticism, and I couldn't give that to my coaches at that time. So I'm sure that like stirred the boat too, or whatever, or rocked the boat.
But like it's I think same thing with us. It's just this is still like this is 6 years with the business. It's 1 year. Well, it's 1.5 on my own. And I'm still figuring this out like every week. And I'm definitely getting that point too. It's like I don't need to fix everything at once. It'll get there. And we might, and we'll hit some speed bumps. I might lose a few people on the way. I might lose a few coaches on the way. I'll get some back. But I'm feeling so much more manageable now. To where it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm just going to focus on this one thing this month, and then next month I'll focus on this. So just the same thing I'm doing with my coaches, I'm doing for myself in running the business. And so it's good. It makes it way easier to manage everything too. So it's
dude, and it is like that. And I know we talked in Denver, like we were both struggling with that. It's like we're paralyzed because there's so much to do. We're like, we're not focusing on the right things or making the time for it. But it's like the one
froze right on Anna. The one. What is the one thing, Anna? Kick you back. Sorry, guys. Oh, here, let me put up my technical difficulties again. There she is. Okay.
I'm back. Okay. I was like, I'm in the middle.
One, you left everyone in suspense. The one.
The one. I was gonna say just like the one thing a day, and then I asked, what does your sticky note say?
Oh, I will get it done.
Yeah, I will get it done. It's like you will, we will.
Yep, I got it right here. Actually, do I have it right here? No, it's in my other notebook. I will get it done. Yep, I've got that thing out all day, and it's just hey, it's all good. Like I'll get it done. And that stuff with Joel that's been really good. What's his I've been listening. Have you listened to his podcast yet?
Not yet. I've downloaded them, but I haven't started them.
Yeah. So we Joel Cochran, right? The Proclivity podcast. He's kind of the mindset guy with Best Hour, and he started doing these. Ann and I are also in this group together, this cohort, but it's a lot of mindset stuff, which has been really just in 2 weeks has been really. It's a lot around the words, the story you tell yourself, and the words that you use to describe yourself, in the narrative that you construct. It's been really great, but it's been just having just some of that stuff, like the way you just rephrase things. It's like, oh, it's amazing how much actually better that feels. Like, like instead of I might get my workout in today, maybe around like 3:30 or maybe after the naps, and I just tell myself, I will get it in today. And by doing that, like it lets me look at the day. I will get it in today, and as soon as that, some days like I know exactly when it's going to happen, and other days it's like I'll get it in today. And it was okay, cool. The kids are watching a movie. I'm going to run outside 30 minutes and just go throw the barbell around for 30 minutes. I got it in, and then what he said too, celebrate that win. We're so bad at celebrating ourselves, right? Like,
so bad.
Like it's I was like, oh, that's true. Like I should give myself a little pat on the back for, I don't know, whatever it is that I said I was going to get done and I got done. That's okay.
Yep.
It's I don't know. So it's
positive reinforcements, like, and you said it earlier, like we can get 20 million attaboys, but it's that one negative thing or the one that's weighing on us that's going on loop in our head. It's not that Shannon said we did a great job and then Jake, was, you've been doing awesome for the last year. It's like that one like negative comment that's like, oh my God, I said the wrong thing to the wrong girl.
Yeah. Yep. It's so, gosh. It's funny. Go back real quick. One, I was just talking about it the other day. One thing I was doing. So we followed Mayhem for a minute, and Mayhem has themed weeks, right? And so like one week was like the Little Mermaid, and so we use Sugar Wad, and I don't know how what do you use? Are you Wodify, Sugar Wad?
Yeah, Wodify.
So I don't know, on Sugar Wad on the app, you can put photos. So like here's the workout and there's a photo and it's whatever you want it to be. So like the theme was like Little Mermaid. So like the first workout was called Ariel. And so I put like a picture of Ariel, but I put my face on it. And then like the next day was I don't know, like King Triton. So I put my face on King Triton. And I did that for a while. And I thought that was a lot of I don't know why I decided to do that. I just thought it was funny.
That's funny.
And people thought it was really funny. And one person said to me, when you do that, it kind of makes like the focus on you, and it like kind of makes it more about you. And I just don't know if that goes over so well. And I kind of was like, oh shoot, I don't want that. Like I should not do that. And I stopped doing it. And there are people like, why'd you like? I noticed you weren't doing the pictures. Those were so funny. Like that was really funny. Like I don't know. And it was like, oh yeah, cool. Like I'm glad you thought so. But in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, but I was making it about me. So like that was selfish of me, and I shouldn't have done that. And in the retrospect, I should have asked the question like, who says that? Like who said that? Like has anyone said, wow, Eric's really full of himself right now, isn't he? And so I like the being a little bit more curious, which is our thing. Like be curious, be consistent, be courageous. That's Fairwind's thing, and it's I lacked curiosity in that moment to like. Really, but it weighed on me. It weighed on me for a minute because like, oh, I don't want, like, it isn't about me. It's about them, right?
Yeah.
So,
it's like you wanted to do something to make them smile, and that worked. Everyone was laughing.
Because let me tell you, like that's my MO, man. Like when my wife doesn't laugh at my joke, I'm like, babe, I need you like more than anything. Like just give me a fake laugh. I just need you to give me something, because like that's kind of what That's what fills my tank, right? Yeah. So fake the laugh, right? So when someone's like, actually, that's not funny, I would have rather you like kicked my dog, right? Like I could have gotten over that quicker.
I'm a big fan of like the terrible humor. So like I will literally say like, let's taco about the workout, like every time. And like, there's like, I know they're my people. They'll laugh. I'm like, thank you for laughing, Emily. Like, you always laugh at my jokes. It's
like really I totally need one of those like applause signs in the gym, but it's laugh, and I just want to click the button. Like, yeah, that's your cue, guys.
Laugh.
So it's good. Like that's what I need. So
yeah, I love it.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, yeah, we'll start laying this plan. I appreciate you. And you said today's your like off day.
Yeah, I have to go to the dentist, so like not a great fun day, but yeah.
I hope you have your dentist appointment timed at 2:30.
2:30. I do get to go to like Civilization today, so it's like kind of like going into Annapolis for you guys. It's like
right, yeah,
minutes north, but it's like the real world.
God, it feels like the Oregon Trail trying to get to Annapolis. Like now, like it's so.
It's so far. So far.
Like we moved from a condo to a house with a yard, which was great. Like I'm sitting out here on our covered porch, and I'm looking out at the yard. I'm so happy, and the bay is like right there. We walk down to the point like at the end of the end of the day with the kids, and it's so great, and it's everything that we needed. I'm happy, but those drives sometimes like through just the straight shot down Muddy Creek Road for what feels like forever.
Ever.
Now, again, at like 4:15, 4:30 in the morning, it's quick. It's like 25, 30 minutes. Like you're passing people on the, one lane road that are going 60 because their 60 is too slow on the 50-mile-an-hour road.
Yeah, amen.
That early in the morning. But when when school and stuff get out, like I'm driving through Edgewater and then down Forest Drive in Annapolis, I'm like, oh my gosh, like 45 minutes from door to door. It's just like I mean, I chose it. Like I'm this is me venting. I'm not complaining. It's
no, yeah. Or like you because you want to skip some of it, but then you hit all the other shit, and then
yeah, it's just for me. It's like once you get to Edgewater, it's all the stoplights. It's all the stoplights, and then Forest Drive. It's all the stoplights. Like I just want to. So, but,
crab cakes.
Yeah, crab cakes. Don't tell people this. I'm not a huge seafood fan. I think crabs are overrated.
I don't like picking crabs, but like Maryland crab cakes is the one thing I miss.
Yeah. Do you still have family up here?
No.
No. So there's no reason for you to come up here.
Zero. Now.
You what?
Other than to visit you guys.
Of course, yes. Of course. I've never been to the Florida Keys, but I've heard wonderful things. Like it's more likely that like
come. It's so pretty.
People from Maryland will vacation to the Florida Keys. I don't think people from the Florida Keys will vacation to Shadyside.
No. My best friend, they have like a house there, so like I'll take my boyfriend eventually, like when I want to show him my hometown, like I'll take him there eventually and like go to DC and Annapolis because like I love Annapolis. Like downtown Annapolis still has such like a place in my heart. Yeah. Like it's so cute. I miss it. But
hang up and try to pick up middies. Yeah. All the girls did it. I hated middies.
It was just such the best place. But yeah, so like I'll visit and like we have a place to stay. They have some like huge random creepy house that's like been in the family forever. So like I'll visit her and her aunt, but that'll be it.
Well, if you ever come up during the season, we'll just if anything, if you're in the general area, we'll just meet at like soft serve. Soft serve, yeah.
Soft serve. Oh, and you posted like Ren Fest the other day. I was like, that's the best festival.
It is fun.
I don't know with 3 kids, but yeah.
Yeah, it was. We went once earlier this year with all 3 kids, and we were leaving. Megan goes. Meg loves Renfest. Like we get the season pass because she wants to go. I'm like 1 is good for me, but she wants to go. She'd go every weekend if she could. But we went with all 3 kids last month, and we were leaving, and she goes, Eric, remind me of this day next time I say I want to take all 3 kids. And we had a pass for this month, and it was we'd already planned we're going to drop Fee and Everett off with my in-laws, and we'll take Axel with us because he's we wanted to stay for a few hours, and we walked around, we got some drinks and food, listened to music, like, and it was nice. Like just we were on a bit of a timeline because we needed Axel to take a nap, but it was just like the time flew, and we're just like, it was different. And I think next time we go, maybe like Meg will just take Fee and like have a little girls' day. But Renfest is maybe you just need to come back for Renfest at some point.
See all the things.
So
sounds good.
Well, sorry, we usually close this podcast out, vlogcast, YouTube live, with we do a gratitude. So gratitude, like something, whether it was for the week or today or anything or everything, close it out. So do you want to kick it off, or do you need me to kick it off?
You kick it off. I'll go after.
Okay, cool. Because I'm thinking about this since I texted you. So one thing I think I realized, especially after that mastermind in Colorado, and then getting to meet you and Danielle, and getting to actually meet like Louie in person and some of those people, like it's I think I always kind of felt like I was on an island, and I'm like, oh no, like you have this whole support network. Like your members and stuff, like they support you, but they're not in it the way you're in it. And so I think it was a good, like, oh, you know what, I'm not doing this by myself. And there are other people in this, and there are other people I can lean on, if anything, just for like, hey man, like this has been hard. Like, what am I doing? They're like, it's okay. It's supposed to be hard. Like, went through the same thing. I'm like, oh, it doesn't feel so big anymore. Like this whole running an affiliate thing doesn't feel so big and so monstrous that like it's weighing you down. It's like, oh, it's actually not that big a deal. Just put your head down, do one thing at a time, and go from there. So I think that's my gratitude, is like getting to know you and affiliate you, and like bringing people together like that has just made this thing like, oh, really? Okay, cool. I got this. That's
I completely feel that, because at that time, that problem I was dealing with, it was like just around staffing and coach stuff. Like, I felt like I was dealing with it all by myself. And then after meeting you guys, it's like, no, Anna, like, you're not alone. And like, culmination of that and like some whatever just happened, and it was weighing on me. But like, I had people to turn to, like, I had the calls to go to talk to about it, friends who are gym owners that are like, you did it, you did this right, like you got it. So it's great. The biggest thing I'm grateful for, other than meeting all of you awesome people, is the constant reminder that like I am where I'm meant to be. Just like the fact that you are living in my hometown, like married someone that I went to high school with, like that, like little connection is just, you know, God just telling me like you're on the right path. And I'll cry a little. It's fine. When I first walked into it's fine. When I first walked into CrossFit Upper Keys as a coach, the owner was like, "Oh, there's a guy here. He went to your university, Texas A&M. He's the harbor master of Houston." So I meet him in the next class, gives me a big hug, and my parents were in town. My mom grew up in Texas, and she goes, "I have a high school friend who lives here. He was the harbor master of Houston, and his name is Bob Webbin." And I go, "Mom, I met him today, like at CrossFit, like before anything." And it's just like those little things that are like, God's telling me, like, hey, you are where you meant to be. And like, that's what I'm grateful for, like,
awesome,
being on that path. So
there you go. That's awesome. That's cool. Well, thanks for sharing that.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Eric. This was great.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. So thank you so much. And I will see you either on an affiliate U call or social media or something. Anyway, you're popping out of that ice bath. I was like, when I was like, she's gonna pop out of that, right? She's gonna, there she is. Like,
I like, I have to do this.
Awesome. And it would have been better if there was actually like cold water in it, though. So if you could do it again.
Okay, one more time.
That's my criticism. So if you can just let that weigh on you for a minute.
Let that weigh on me. You should have done it with the ice in it. That was fun, though.
Well, thanks, Anna.
No problem.
We'll do this again sometime.
Definitely. Have a good day, my friend.
You too, dude. Later. Bye.